Amazing. Guess how long it took me to get suspended? Alright everyone, I don't know if you know what BlueSky is, but it's kind of meant to be this new Twitter for good people and inclusive people and kind people and people who are not bigoted. I say all this because a lot of high profile people, celebrities, influencers, left-wing media outlets and even a Brit has left X to go to BlueSky because they want to be in a nice, kind, inclusive environment where nobody's ever horrible to each other. BlueSky is the good place. You know, like that programme about heaven, and you get there and it's all lovely and pristine and everything, and then as time goes on you start to find out that these people are not very nice and you might not actually be in heaven.
You are dead.
Cool.
You're in the good place. You're okay, Eleanor. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. Somebody royally forked up. Why can't I say fork?
If you're trying to curse, you can't hear.
That's bullshit.
Okay, Janet, I have a question.
Okay.
What is the bad place like?
Oh, sorry. That is the one topic I'm not allowed to tell you about. I can only play you a brief audio clip of what is happening there right now.
Okay.
That's what I think BlueSky is. I made an account. I just wanted to go on BlueSky to see what the new kind, tolerant, inclusive version of X Twitter would be like. And guess what? Guess how long it took me to get suspended? 3 whole minutes. 3 minutes to get suspended. And all I did was write a status that says men are not women. Didn't think anyone would argue with that, to be honest. It was immediately blocked, which was a surprise to me because I thought even the most evangelical, true believer in trans would not be able to argue with me that men are not women, because they believe that trans women really are women, no different to any other woman. You know, I've always thought if they really are women, why do you have to say trans? But if trans women really are women, no different to women, and they're definitely 100% definitely not men, no way Jose, that is not a man, then why would you have a problem with me saying that men are not women? Because we all know men are not women, and you keep insisting that those men are not men, so you wouldn't be upset with that as a statement, right? I have found in the past that saying that men are not women is extremely triggering for trans activists and trans believers, especially through my art. It's almost as if everyone actually knows what a man and a woman is, and that men are not women at all. Almost. Okay, I'll admit it, I wrote another status. Now this one's a little bit more controversial. I wrote that humans cannot change sex. This status was also immediately deleted with a notice about violating policies, you know, the usual. And I really thought no one would argue with this statement. I've always thought no one would argue with this statement, to be honest, because trans activists and allies and believers are always telling me that no one is saying that humans can change sex. No one has ever claimed that. They're not changing sex, they're changing gender. Now, admittedly, no one ever actually defines to me what gender is. Outside of personality types or your soul, it kind of seems to be like a timeless soul that floats around in space waiting to slip into a human body at the moment of birth. But, coincidentally, that soul already has fashion preferences relevant to the life you will have in 15, 20 years' time. Amazing. So they're not changing sex, they're changing gender, which is more important than sex, because sex is just that pesky little thing that those evil witches keep going on about. Gender is what really matters. It's the little inner voice inside that tells you what you really are. So, what these kind, tolerant, inclusive people keep telling me is,
you're such a stupid retard! Why are you such a moron? How do you not know the difference between sex and gender? Oh my god, you need to go back to school to learn what gender is. You just need to learn basic biology. You need to go back to school. You need to educate yourself. You're so stupid. You're a retard.
Now, I know we're not allowed to say that word anymore, but certain people are allowed to say it because they're kind and inclusive. They're the good people. If we're all agreeing that humans cannot change sex, surely me writing that humans cannot change sex shouldn't be a violation. Also, to be honest, humans cannot change sex is what has got me in the most trouble out of anything I've ever done. Worse than drawing a picture of Magdalene Burns, worse than drawing a picture of J.K. Rowling. I put it on a t-shirt, early days, put this on a t-shirt in 2021, 2022 I think it was, and it made my stalkers and the people who are cancelling me, who are joining in, it made them so furious that they tried to get this t-shirt taken down. Now, bearing in mind, these are the people, and there's people on the music scene who have come to me and said, no one's saying humans can change sex. Okay, no one is saying humans can change sex. Why are you trying to get this t-shirt taken down? And why did you hassle my t-shirt supplier so badly and you went after her husband's job and tried to get him sacked for my humans cannot change sex t-shirt? If we're all agreeing that humans cannot change sex, why does my t-shirt supplier's husband need to be sacked? I thought you were the kind people. I thought you were the tolerant, inclusive people. Come on. I thought we agreed humans cannot change sex. Support trans artists like me. I am a white, trans, disabled woman of colour. The only way to save yourself from eternal white people damnation is to buy my art. The famous artist, BirdieRose.com. The famous artist, BirdieRose.com. Anyway, I thought, okay, I'm not allowed to write things on here. Maybe I'll post a picture of my art. So I posted this. Actually, I didn't post it. That's a lie. I couldn't post it because I wasn't allowed to post it, because already within those few minutes I got a notification telling me that my account is suspended, and it didn't say why I'm suspended or how long I'm suspended for. I'm just suspended. Suspended for, I don't know. It didn't say you're suspended for being nasty or offensive or violating policy. It just said this account is suspended. There's not even a deadline. It doesn't even say you're suspended for 1 week. It just says suspended indefinitely, probably. And that's it. That's it. That's me gone from BlueSky within 3 whole minutes. I found that a bit interesting because I thought this was meant to be the kind, inclusive, tolerant space where all the good people go. And I think I'm a good person. I'm nice. I helped an old lady cross the road. I actually did. She went to me, excuse me, you're big, aren't you? And I was like, what? Really? I'm tall. Okay. So I helped little old lady across the road, held onto her arm and everything. Anyway, so I helped an old lady across the road. I do good things. I make tea for my fella. I'm a good person. So I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny that this is the place where the good people go, where there's going to be no conflict, no arguments, because, you know, good people never disagree with each other. That's the sign of being a good person. I just think it's hilarious. But I did get to see the BlueSky feed even after I was suspended, so I had a little scroll. And what I did see was lots and lots of anime porn, drawings of gay furries kissing each other, and drawings of like half humans, half animals, like sort of groping each other. Lots and lots of people slagging off X, formerly known as Twitter, calling it an echo chamber and saying how brilliant it is that they've broken out of the echo chamber and they're finally on a platform where they can meet like-minded people. Well, you know, meeting like-minded people is lovely and everything, but I kind of think that's called an echo chamber, is it not? Honestly, I look at BlueSky, and I was only on it for a few minutes, obviously, and it gave me a glimpse into the sort of world that I think the radical left wants us to live in. A society where woke ideology is the unspoken law. Any hint of heresy can be quietly snuffed out of existence without anyone ever having to lay eyes on it, witness it, or know it's there. You know, kind of like a plague or a virus that needs to be snuffed out before it even reaches one human. You don't want everybody to become contagious with it. So nobody has to see, hear, or know that somebody has entered their environment that might have a different opinion to them. Keep it as ideologically sterile as possible. That's the society I think these people want, and I think it's fucking scary. If Elon Musk hadn't have bought Twitter and renamed it X, I don't think there would be a social media platform where there is genuine free speech and where ideas can be exchanged freely, that people can express themselves freely, or even where the truth can actually be got to. Because if you're aware of what's been going on in social media the last few years, Facebook and Instagram will ban you for anything. I've been banned on both. I did a video asking Alexa what a woman is. Facebook put me on a permanent restriction where even my followers can't see my posts unless they specifically type it in the search bar, and that is indefinitely. I've got 11,000 followers on Facebook. Can't seem to go past that because I'm restricted, but I went from getting 500,000 likes on that video. I was getting thousands and thousands of likes on everything I post for over a year, and when I got restricted for the last nearly 2 years now, I'm lucky if I can get 4 likes on a post. I'm lucky that I've gone viral if 10 people like the post. That's how bad the restriction is. So I made a new account with the same name but TFABR at the end, and that went really well for about 2 weeks, and now I'm restricted again because I think Facebook has snuffed out that I'm the same person or something. Instagram wiped out my account completely, like blacklisted me, as in I cannot make a new account with my email addresses. I had to make a new email address to make a new account. But I was doing really well on Instagram as well, and I was sad about Instagram. I was sad about losing that because when I lost it, I requested my back catalogue and my photo albums and my posts, and they never gave it to me, and that was really upsetting because I had years and years of our history on there, you know, our fan life photos. I used to post them on Instagram because we never used to have too much internet availability when we were on the road, especially early days 2012, 13, 14. So, you know, I lost a lot of memories. I lost a lot of connections to people that been in my life and passed away and stuff like that. I've lost pictures of them. I've lost everything. Instagram didn't give a fuck. They didn't even tell me why I was gone. They just blacked me out, gone, scrubbed out from the internet. You would never have known that I was ever on there. You would never have known that I existed. And that's scary. That's a little bit sinister, is it not? BlueSky is that, but on steroids. It's the extremist version of social media, in my opinion. Now, what's funny about it is they think they're the sort of nice, cosy, kind version, and that Twitter, X, is the extremist version. But I really don't think X is extremist. If you think that people being allowed to say what they think is extremist, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you up here. You're nutty. You're missing some vitamins in your diet. And my favourite thing about BlueSky is that it is a direct copy of X Twitter. I mean, why not be creative and make something completely new? Why not? Why does it have to be a clone of Twitter? It's like, oh, we're doing Twitter, but the nice version. How spiteful and resentful and off-putting is that? And you know, that is a thing. That's a real thing that I've seen on the left, especially amongst artists and musicians. I remember when my stalker used to be in my fella's band, and then me and my fella got together and we went on the road and he went solo because his band kept not turning up to his gigs. So he was booked as a full band to headline stages and stuff, and his band wouldn't turn up, so he would have to play it solo, and that was a really bad look business wise. So he went solo, and one day out of nowhere this guy emailed my fella the longest, bitchiest, nastiest email you could imagine, ranting and raving about how out of order it is that he's not being invited to these gigs. And he finishes it with this: I'm going to make a new band and it's going to be better than Do's and McDo's. And that is the spiteful, vindictive shit that the creative left are up to. They don't want to make a whole new thing. They don't want to create something for themselves. They want to take your shit and kick you out. It's never about making something for the love of it. It's never about just believing in it. It's always some weird, twisted revenge. It's always about getting back at someone, getting one over on someone. I feel like BlueSky has that attitude. We're doing it, we're better than Twitter, and we're fighting back. And it's like, wow, that's hostile. That's unnecessarily hostile. My other favourite thing is that I've heard that BlueSky has had to deal with something stupid like 3,000 complaints an hour, which is not surprising at all. You know, you've got a bunch of professional whingers and moaners and complainers on there and snitches. BlueSky had to make a post about the amount of reports of abuse they're getting, which is hilarious because when everything is abuse, this is bound to happen. You know, you change the definition of abuse to telling the truth. What do you expect? What do you expect, BlueSky? In my opinion, BlueSky is going to be full of thin-skinned crybullies, and it's only going to get worse. because now all the evangelical woke people can stay in their echo chamber. And it is a real echo chamber when you can't even have an account on there because they straight away have set up an algorithm to weed out people with the wrong opinions. That's called a safe space, apparently. That's an echo chamber. So when all the woke evangelicals can stay in their echo chamber without ever even having to smell a different opinion coming their way. It's going to be an interesting society, and it's interesting to see this manifest because years and years ago, a musician, another musician, did message my fella to tell him that I need to stop posting what I'm posting because Facebook is supposed to be her safe space and I'm causing her harm and trauma, and I've caused her to spiral into a black hole of despair. That's the sort of shit we were having to put up with before we got cancelled. And no wonder we fucking left. We left them, and then 4 years later they came after us, but that's another story. All I'm saying is this is the kind of weird shit that these people want to do. Everything has to be their safe space. It's for their safety that you're not allowed to speak because you're not a nice person, and they are, and they only want nice people in their safe space. Be interesting to see if that turns into a circular firing squad, but I don't know if it will. I don't know. We'll see. It's so open-minded. It's so kind. It's definitely not an echo chamber. It's just a safe space full of all the nice, kind people. Enjoy. See you later.
Early in the morning, as the sun comes up, I just wanna have a cup. There's one drink, that's the one for me. Won't you please make me a cup of tea?
Don't you dare write something on BlueSky that could be the wrong sort of truth, or you'll be banned.